Hello, hello, hello. Didn't see you guys yesterday. I was at Loose Women yesterday, but I believe you did. Oh yeah, you did 1 o'clock, didn't you? And then you died.
No, coffee moaning. That was the day before.
Oh, was that the day before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You were out at an exhibition.
That's right.
Good morning. Good morning. How are we all? Louise Jones, Tracy Lynham. What's that, Tracy Lynham? We was out in the car, had to go rescue my daughter and 2 grandkids. I swear this PJ's was uni going to land on its side. It was horrible. Obviously,
Didn't quite get that, Tracy.
No, didn't quite get that, Tracy. I'm sure it sounded like something awful.
Oh,
I was
was it
going
the
to ask,
slide?
what were your experiences of, what was it called?
Storm Eunice.
Eunice.
Mark just popped
Storm
out.
Eustace.
Mark just popped out into the garden, and you know our tree directly opposite here where we sit.
The bird box.
With the bird box. You've all seen the bird box in our vlog.
Shifted.
The tree is now, so we used to look at the bird box like that, and the tree is now like that,
Well,
and it's
not
come
that
towards
far.
the bloody
It's gone
house.
like that. It's gone like that, yeah.
Right.
We're going to need to look at it.
You know what I mean?
But it's not like that. It's like that. Not like that. Like that. But yeah, it's definitely moved. What's the worst thing? Did you see the footage that Dan Baker, I think, posted on Twitter of a wheelie bin taken into the air like the Wizard of Oz? Did
It just
anyone
looked
see
like
that?
a piece of paper, didn't it?
Yeah, we're lucky we haven't lost roof tiles. I had to pop out, but it was, yeah, you did have this sort of sense of vulnerability earlier in the day that, you know, something could just suddenly hit you from nowhere.
Well, obviously, I was doing Loose Women yesterday, and because we're in a basement all day, and then we're in a studio that's soundproofed, so I said, "Oh God, it's just like we're in a bubble. We don't really know what's going on. We can't feel the storm." Anyway, you know how the papers reported it? That we said we were in a bunker. So overdramatic. We were not in a bunker.
Ridiculous. You were
we were in our normal
You were probably all the
studio.
least affected people by the storm.
Exactly.
You were cosseted.
Exactly, but a slab did come off TV Centre's roof, and I did get a bit nervous. I was thinking, well, what if there's another slab just as we go out? And we actually all went across the road and had a few jars.
Did Philip Schofield jump on it and surf across the Thames?
We waited the storm out with a couple of pints, and it was very nice.
Caesar, your wife kept telling you to stop going outside. Laura, I've seen videos of people being blown in front of buses, kids being blown down the street,
Really?
a trampoline on a motorway with cars backed up trying to avoid it.
Oh, God.
Apparently, Maddie said there was footage of
awful.
cats being blown through the air.
No.
Yeah. Cats.
You're joking.
You didn't want to go out with your pets, and obviously cats are already out there. Yeah.
And unfortunately, there was loss of life. Was it 3 people lost their life? I mean,
4 now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, God. And I think 98,000 homes without electricity, which is
I
just...
think it's 1 million now.
What? No, they said that this morning. I just heard it on LBC.
I thought it was 1 million homes.
Maybe there was 1 million, and now
right.
there's 98,000 without power.
Maybe
they
it's
definitely
100,000.
just said it.
No, sorry.
They definitely just said it. But, so, I mean, yeah, flooding, just horrific, quite extraordinary that 3 people lost their lives, and you think of the impact on families and friends, just horrendous. But also power cuts. You know, all of that just, I have to say, I was one of the people that was a bit like, oh, here we go, they're over-dramatising it again, just like they always do, wasn't I? I was very lax about it all. And work were like, do you want to stay in a hotel?
A damp squib.
Well, not damp squib, because we want it to be a damp squib, but I just thought that they were
You said you thought it was going to be.
I just thought they were over-dramatising it. But they weren't, and it's truly horrendous, and I'm just thinking of all those people... I mean, look how long it took them with the last storm to get people back with power.
No, I know. I think none of us believed it was going to be, because you know they give out the warnings, but there was that sense of, okay, they're overcompensating to make sure people.
Which is good.
Yeah,
it's like I was saying yesterday at work.
If they didn't, they'd be in the line of fire.
Exactly. They said we want to. If we are proved wrong, fantastic. But absolutely, if they hadn't been that cautionary, we would have all gone mad today.
Someone just said, and it was one of the stories I was going to talk about, that someone got addicted to, here we go, Samantha B, was addicted to Big Jet TV yesterday, live at Heathrow.
Oh my God.
I saw this.
Everyone was talking about this at work yesterday.
Big Jet TV is a live streaming channel on YouTube that was live streaming planes.
Apparently it was crazy.
Dodgily came in. They were drawing concurrent viewers of 200,000. And apparently the guy who runs it is a chap who's Jerry Dyer, who's got a cult audience online. Apparently he has a running commentary that's a little bit like a sports commentator.
Really?
But the thing I wanted to say, I mean, I saw footage coming in, and it draws your eyes to it like, I hate to say it, why your eyes are drawn to it is presumably the ultimate fear is that the plane isn't going to land.
Well, this is what we were all saying at work.
There's something quite gruesome
There's
about
something a
it.
bit gruesome about people watching to see whether...
Yeah.
But I suppose, you know, we're drawn to those things, aren't we, as humans?
Yeah.
It was an extraordinary event.
But I just
so
want to give you,
get it.
I just want to give you some of Jerry's commentating highlights. I think this guy's going to struggle. He said of Air Algiers, he's all over the place. Here we go, easy, he's down. When one came in from Russia, he said, next in from Moscow, let's give a warm welcome, whichever side of the fence you're on, to the Russians, ladies and gentlemen. And then he talked about how trained the British Airways pilots are, but it's very different when you're in a simulator with a cup of coffee alongside you. So, I don't know, there was something kind of funny about that.
There was something very British about it, I think,
very
wasn't
British.
there?
He just parks himself at the end of the runway. When you drive on those roads, sorry if I'm shouting, I literally can't hear anything. You see the plane spotters are all there, aren't they, with the super long lenses.
Yeah.
And every time we drive by, Nadia thinks they're there for her. No, I'm joking, she doesn't. But they look like snappers, but with supremely long lenses, filming all these planes coming in. So yeah, that was Storm Eunice, and of course it's turned people's lives upside down. It really has.
It really has.
It really has.
And I mean, I just wonder how long it would take. Because at one point I texted Martin and said, charge up all the laptops, all the phones, get some batteries. Because I thought, oh my God. Remember was it 70s or 80s? We used to get power cuts all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be so miserable when you were a kid, wasn't it? And you'd get a power cut. It was like, no telly. Couldn't get over it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sarah Sutton says we are sadly...
What's wrong? Oh, she's got a toy.
Sadly, we are all drawn to misery, Schadenfreude.
We are,
says
we
Sarah
just
Sutton.
are.
Yeah,
How's your cafetiere going?
yeah, it's all right. It's not as strong as an espresso, but it's all right. I'm going with it.
But you've got more coffee.
Yeah, I have, but it doesn't have that sort of woo
Yeah,
shot.
but you can still have an espresso, but you can also have your
Brilliant. Okay.
your long drink. You can still have your espresso for coffee moaning. What are we doing next?
Baywatch bodies.
So, yes, please. Baywatch bodies. Has anybody watched the Baywatch? Oh my God! I saw a clip yesterday on Gogglebox with a talking penis.
I want to talk about that. Yeah.
Has anybody seen that? First of all, has anybody watching the Baywatch? No, what's it called, Mark?
Pam and Tommy.
Pam and Tommy. Who's been watching that? I didn't realise that Lily James, my makeup artist, was telling me yesterday that she was like 3-4 hours a day in makeup, having prosthetics. So she's got prosthetics on her face, Mark.
Yeah, no.
And definitely prosthetic boobs, because you see her.
Most of her is prosthetic.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yesterday we saw a clip from Tommy and Pammy, or Pammy and Tommy. Pam and Tommy. And his penis. We saw his penis talking. We saw it go from flaccid to erect. And then the camera was so close, it was obviously a fake penis, and it was looking down the eye of the needle.
I don't think it was a fake penis.
Mark, of course it was a fake. Mark, it was talking. It was not a real penis.
Yes, they talk. I don't think you realise this is something girls don't realise.
We were looking up. It's not the eye of the needle. What's it called?
What?
What's it called? The end of the hole in the end of a penis.
Well, you don't want to go there.
Mark, what's it called? Not an eye of a needle. What's it called?
I think there's a racist term.
No, it's not a racist term. Definitely not a racist term. Anyway.
Nicola Higgins, can Mark talk? Mine doesn't shut up. I have to slap it.
Anyway, the eye of the needle. And we're looking... Why am I talking about this penis?
Well, because it clearly affected you.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to talk about Lily James.
Well, no. I mean, obviously, you're obsessed. Has anyone seen it? Urethra, Melanie Williams is saying.
Oh, yeah, we were looking right up his urethra.
Do you know, can I just interject here? Because the urethra, which was talking, it was like a little lipped mouth.
And then it was bending all over the place.
It was kind of doing that, and it was sort of talking to Tommy Lee and sort of saying how much it thought of Pammy.
That show is awful.
Eye of Snake, says Leslie
Ate
Colby.
it. Maybe that was it. Eye of Snake. Snake Eye. Snake Eye, maybe. Anyway, whatever that bit is at the end. But it was so close up.
Gather yourself, Nadia, says Sarah Fox. Ellen Jones said, have you seen it? No, don't want to.
No, I wouldn't. One-eyed Willie.
One-eyed?
Is that what I'm looking for?
I don't know what you're looking for, babe. I think you need to stop looking. No, yeah. I think it's worth a watch.
I'm not
just to
here.
get to that
I'm not
scene.
here to talk about the end of his penis. I'm here to talk about Lily
Feels
James.
like you are.
Who is complete.
Feels like you can't get off his penis. You are going on with it, aren't you?
Help me get back to where I was supposed to
You've
be.
literally had your brain hijacked.
It was so shocking.
Was it?
Mark.
I don't know. Most men
You just
do.
want to keep me talking about penises. I know this. You're delaying.
No, I don't.
Mark, yes, you are.
I'm filibustering.
So.
I'm willy bustering. There we go.
Anyway.
Tommy Lee is meant to have a huge one, and in a previous scene...
I bet Tommy Lee put this bloody... I don't like him at all.
And in his...
He's put that bloody rumour out. He's horrible.
Well,
Look at the way he treated those painter and decorators.
He hasn't put the rumour out. He hasn't put the rumour out. There is filmed footage of it. You know, everyone was debating it, and everyone went, okay, that's a big schlongler.
Oh.
Anyway, so he reveals it at
all
one
men
point.
think women like big schlongers? They actually don't.
They're bloody ugly, weird things. Deborah Holdsworth, thanks for drawing our attention to that. And this series does go to great lengths to show how long his penis is.
They're still coming in. He's a one-eyed trousers.
He's a one-eyed trouser.
Thank you, Deborah Holdsworth, for clearing that up.
Anyway, Pamela Anderson's body.
Yes. No. Well, Lily James's body made to look like Pamela Anderson's body, and I was like,
clearly
oh,
she had
here
so
we
much
go.
prosthetics, she didn't look like her.
Well, no, but she did have a personal trainer. Do you think that looks ridiculous?
Yes.
Oh.
You look like a vicar. Don't talk about bishop's heads.
Mark. It's not called a bishop's head.
It is.
No, it's not.
That's one way of describing it. Think of a bishop's head on a chessboard.
Is that what it's called?
Just get on with what you're saying.
A knob end is called a bishop's head.
Yeah, you've got the pawns and then you've got the knob head.
Now, there is another something that bishop is used for.
Smack the bishop.
No!
Whack the bishop.
Mark, stop it.
You're not going to look it up.
What would I pump into Google?
Oh, I don't know, darling. You can pump in anything. One-eyed bed sex, says MJ.
Zoe, you watched 4 episodes. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's
I fancied carrying.
awful.
I fancied sticking with it, to be honest, but you didn't. It's
Not
one of the
at
frustrations. Bashing the bishop, says Polar Bear. Thank you.
Bashing the bishop. That's it.
Right, could you say it
Sorry.
any fucking louder? I even heard it in my dead ear.
What did you say then?
Smacking the bishop.
Oh, that's why it was wrong.
Well, it's almost there.
No, it's so different though.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this caught my eye today. Lily James, how she transformed. Because though I am not a believer of all this, look like somebody and do this and do that, I'm still vulnerable to it. I still get hooked into it. But actually, there was really good news in there. So, of course, she was doing a movie and she needs to look like, it's part of her job.
A bishop.
So she got, and it was through the pandemic, and she can I have the story done? So she was given this trainer, Matt Bevan, and I was like, oh, here we go. I suppose she was like, I don't know. Anyway, so it was mixed up training. One thing he was saying, which was quite interesting, he was saying it's good to work one muscle, so you're doing your chest, and then work.
I've always worked only one.
Mark! Stop it now.
It's you. You keep
You've started.
You keep taking us there.
And then do your thighs. I'm going to get off this. What else were we talking about?
You weren't on it.
What else were we supposed to be talking about?
Well, you were going to tell us how to get Pamela. I don't personally want Pamela Anderson's body for myself.
No, I don't. Well, of course I do. I'd love to. Of course you want Pamela Anderson. Did you hear Nanny die?
Stop
Talking about penises.
Deborah Holdsworth, it's like a carry-on film, it is, isn't it?
Nanny Di screamed when it popped up on the telly yesterday.
She would be good on Gogglebox, I tell you. She'd be really good.
What were we saying?
You can't get your mind off it, can you? I mean...
No, but he was saying, work one muscle, say, I don't know, this muscle, stay safe.
Right.
An ear muscle.
Yeah.
And then you work a toe muscle, and
So,
then you come back
we're
to the ear
talking
muscle.
oral?
No, because it gets blood going back and forth through the body, so it's like a better fat burner. This is what he was saying. But all of that's, by the by, I'm all very Hollywood.
Tell us about steps.
But what I really liked was, he said he thinks walking is the most underrated exercise. And I thought, I've got to share this with the guys, because however unfit you are, you can walk. Even if it's just a few steps,
Not
and you can
everyone
build
can
up. No, unfit. Obviously, if you are unable to walk completely, but I'm saying, however unfit you are, you can start with a few steps and build it up.
Right.
And you know, the recommendation is a minimum of 10,000 steps, isn't it? Apparently, the average British woman, person, only walks between 3,000 and 4,000 steps. I think that's quite high. A lot of people I know do about 1,500. But anyway, but he was saying the aim is 12,000 steps. Try and get to 12,000 steps. Build it up gradually. And if you do that, you will lose about a pound a week. They might go, a pound a week, I want to lose it. But that's the way to lose weight, is slow and steady, and just take it off and just have something that you've got in your life for all of your life. So I just thought that was quite good news. Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to look like Pamela Anderson with 12,000 steps, but he said that people underestimate the power of walking. Because too often with these celebrity trainers, it's all like unbelievable amounts of working out, and you've got to run, and you've got to do... He didn't. Yeah. And there's a lot more coming out about that actually a long walk is better than a short run.
Isn't it funny how we were then, not so long ago, we were told that 3 seconds of intense activity was better than anything?
No, but that's cardiovascular. That's the hit for the cardiovascular, and that is something different,
you need to do
isn't it?
3 minutes of intense...
Because you'd still have to do something for your cardiovascular if you were just walking, whether that's weight training, because she did weight training and walking, basically. Oh, and the other thing he said, stairs. So she had this stair machine brought in, but we've all got stairs. Most of us have got stairs. Just go up and down the stairs more often than you would normally.
Or just do steps on the bottom.
You always say, don't you, when you think about Joe Wicks,
yeah, and
how tough the workouts are that you do, but you're always out of breath when you go upstairs.
Always.
Always pushes you to go upstairs.
Always.
All of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Laura S., that's a euphemism.
Walking is the key to fitness, he says.
Laura S. has written a euphemism, fried spam on toast for brekkie. What does that mean? I'm sure that means something. I've heard that used. Laura, I heard the 10,000 step thing is a made-up number just because of all the challenges since things like Apple Watches. A doctor talked about it on this morning. That's why I think we're saying it should be more.
But what I would say, you know what really makes me cross about all those people that came out and said, this is, you know, this 10,000 steps. Now, it might be a notional number picked from somewhere, but think of...
Bless you.
Think about all the millions of people that have increased or doubled their activity because of that. It's actually a really good thing. And when I first got my Fitbit, my heart rate was so much higher, my resting heart rate, until I got into regularly doing 10,000 steps, and I brought my resting heart rate down by, I can't even remember now. But it works. The thing is, it works. But he's saying gradually increase it up to 12,000.
Polar Bear says that she's in a bungalow and her health has declined massively in a weird way.
They say
this tradition of building bungalows for older people is
not a good, worst thing you can do. In fact, we were talking about this yesterday, and Jane and Kay, was it Kay? Well, anyways, was saying, oh, I love this idea of lateral living. And I went, yeah, you say that, but actually, they say it's the worst thing you can do as you go into...
That's really good, because my mum has to go up steps to get into her flat. I think my mum... Yeah, I know you're watching, Mum, because you're up there. But I think my mum mistakes getting out of breath. As soon as she's out of breath, she
thinks she stops, but that's the point. That's
good. Your sweet spot.
Yeah, because
you're
pushing
obviously
your
not
lungs.
the point that you keel over and die, but... yeah, I guess so.
My parents built that little place.
Happy birthday, Jordan.
And when they happy birthday, Jordan. When they built the staircase, we're like, God, that's so steep. But Jesus, that is so good for them. That steep. set of stairs that they've got.
What was I going to say? Someone said they've walked 12,000 virtually every day and they still get out of breath going upstairs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It always pushes you, and this is what he was saying. Stairs are a really powerful a tool if you don't go to the gym and you haven't got a stairmaster and all these things. Use your stairs.
So a happy birthday we just did there for Jordan.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jordan. Happy birthday to you.
And we have to do this one as well. Reese Roberts' birthday tomorrow, and given that we're not here.
Happy birthday to you, Reese. Happy birthday to you, Reese. Happy birthday to you, Reese. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, Reese.
Yeah.
As all our followers that are here, we
love your contributions.
We love your contributions.
Yeah. You make this fun.
You really do,
all
guys.
Of you do. And you quiet listeners, viewers out there.
We know you're there.
We know you're there, absolutely. That's why we talk about penises.
And we quite often get cards, you know, from our quiet listeners.
Yeah.
And it's so sweet. And they'll say things like, you know, I never comment, but I watch them all and I really feel part of the community and we love it.
No, it's really nice, really nice. Laura S., they just said any amount of walking is great. So if you can increase what you do, then it will always be good for you and is the best form of exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, always aim for a bit more. It's like on my Fitbit, I don't know why, I've added 750 to what, so I don't get the until I've hit 10,750.
Well, but they say to increase by 200 at a time. You don't suddenly increase by 1,000 because you can get plantar fascia and all that sort of stuff. Just build it gradually.
There you go.
Dawny Harvey's a quiet listener.
Yeah.
Not always quiet, are you, Dawny?
No, sometimes you kick in with an absolute barnstormer.
That's nice, Sarah. We're just saying how lovely it is that you put the links up early so we all have a chat.
Yeah, I know that some of you don't get the notification. More often than not, I think that's because if we decide on what time to do it and then we pop up the link, sometimes it's quite close to when we're going out, so there's not enough time to see the notification. If you're on a handset and you've got all the circles of the channels you subscribe to, and there's a dot on, say, our channel, that means that something new's coming or something new has landed. I realise that some people, and also for the members stuff Sunday, because we're doing a live, for the members we're doing a live No Name Sunday show this Sunday actually, and we pop that up on the community page. I mean, sometimes I wonder whether we should put all links on the community page for members and non-members, because then it would, hopefully it gets through. So
don't forget that, members, the Sunday show is live tomorrow, so join us because it's really, really nice. It's a proper Sunday morning hangout.
Yeah.
We cook, we do all the use. So don't miss it. If you can watch it live, but we do upload it afterwards so you can watch it.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I just wanted to say also, did anyone see the top of the O2 came off? It's quite something, isn't it?
Laura's saying she never gets notification. Laura, have you hit the notification bell?
Yeah, you know the bell, there are 3 settings. Sometimes, never, always. So when you don't just click it, you've got a choice when you click it of those 3 things.
Yeah, so click the always notification bell. That's probably what you need to do, honey.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk about the O2, the top of the O2 coming off. It's quite dramatic. I mean, it was literally ripped asunder. Sorry, just popping back to Eunice for a moment. I got worried at one point that Big Ben was going to be blown over. Peter Kyo, loving the chat, best from Australia.
Hi.
Oh, bless you. Hello to Oz. You were worried about this, Nads. Conditions are now ideal for a more transmissible, dangerous COVID.
Well, only because I didn't do coffee moaning the other morning when we are now offering 5 to 11-year-olds vaccinations. And there was a chap on LBC, somebody from the vaccination people, and he was saying, yeah, we don't really need to give it to them. We don't have any, it's not dangerous at the moment, but it's potentially for more dangerous variants down the road if they come along.
Well, the WHO talked specifically about Africa, haven't they?
Yeah. And there were quite a few people that were ringing up. And also for every 1 million children, 2 will get myocarditis from a Pfizer vaccine. He also actually said that, as clear as that. Well, who's going to want to take that risk? But anyway, so, and there was quite a few callers ringing up and saying, why are we doing this when half the world is still unvaccinated? I mean, only 20% of people across Africa are vaccinated, and some of them only partially vaccinated. And the WHO have come out and said, we cannot be thinking in terms of the pandemic being over for as long as all these people are unvaccinated. What the hell are we doing?
We've got
Not
we should send
sharing
them
these
out.
vaccines
Yeah.
and giving them to people, giving them to children that don't. He said they don't need them. He
Right.
said that
Yeah.
on the radio.
And the JCVI originally said that they didn't think they should be given to kids, and now they've changed their,
Yeah,
sort of, their
and
information on that.
and you remember all the really negative stuff about AstraZeneca.
Yeah.
AstraZeneca costs £2 a vaccine, and you can put it in your rucksack. You don't need a deep freezer like you do with
Yeah.
Pfizer, but of course there's no profit for Pfizer, and I just think. And there was somebody that came out from AstraZeneca the other day, didn't they, and said that world leaders are responsible for hundreds and thousands of deaths because they, deemed AstraZeneca as unsafe. And I just think though we're all pleased that we are in the state that we're in now, we have to look outward. We have to look to the rest of the world. Apart from the fact, like I said, it's the perfect breeding ground for a worse variant, a more transmissible variant.
But just to
So even if you can't think for the other humans
Yes.
in the world,
Yes.
because that's fundamentally where we have to come from. If we can only think selfishly, it will come back.
But like Ross Souch says, isn't it just the media scaremongering like before? Because let's face it.
No, this is from the WHO.
No, I know. But we know that the WHO themselves
Well, we don't
haven't.
really
They're
trust
not
them.
showered in glory, are they, throughout the pandemic? Of course, the other thing is it could lead to an even less dangerous variant than Omicron. I mean, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that this kind of really not benign, but less severe.
And this is
variant
what
would
I'm
come through?
confused about, because we were told, weren't we, that it seemed to be, when I've listened to various epidemiologists, and that this is in history how pandemics end, is that a more transmissible, less scary variant comes along, like Omicron has. Because it's interesting, because Delta didn't protect us from Omicron, but Omicron protects us from Delta because it's wiped Delta
Curious, isn't
out.
it?
Isn't
Curious.
that incredible?
Yeah.
Is that just so incredible?
Isn't it weird going back to talking about COVID though? It's like, it is amazing how much we all mentally are so desperate to move on that you can almost see the government rushing to, test centres are going to be deconstructed.
I want to move on. I don't want to have to
we
talk about
do
it
want
again,
to move on.
but we have to be.
We have to be alert.
We can't be stupid,
Stay
can we?
alert.
We can't be just going la 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 la. Yes, I mean the WHO has given some very strange advice over the last couple of years.
Well,
but
if
this
we-
isn't just the WHO, is it?
If
It's
we
a number of
were
people
fed
saying
up
this.
of being worried about COVID, Putin's made sure that we can be worried about something else.
War.
Yeah, World War III. Just quickly before we finish, the strictest teacher. What middle class parents get wrong. We just thought it might be interesting. Who was your strictest teacher, guys? What subject? I always found maths teachers were very strict. But the strictest of them all, the one that for me was like
Maths.
a mini, I don't know, sort of dictator, was my sports teacher. Sports teachers were like sadists.
I hated my sports.
My swimming teacher would just
and
throw
swimming.
kids
Hated,
in the
hated
pool.
swimming teachers, games teachers, and maths teachers.
Yeah, I mean, our
PE.
swimming teacher
PE was
clearly
hell,
came
wasn't
from the
it,
army.
Janet?
Yeah, they'd make you do stuff you didn't want to. They'd make you change in places you didn't want to. Oh, maths sucks, says Jess Film Stuff. Science, Steph Schultz. Yeah, science teachers can be pretty tough, especially if you don't understand some mad equation on the board.
It's
like-
interesting. The majority, there are definitely loads of people saying maths.
Definitely
Is
maths.
PE. PE's coming up a lot.
yeah.
Somebody had a terrible drama teacher. That's unusual because drama teachers are usually more liberal and.
But then you do get these teachers who are frustrated. They don't actually want their students to be as intelligent or do as well or do better than they did in their
I hate
subject.
that sort of teacher.
So there's a sort of
When
have
they're
a
not
vested
very
in-
bright.
Yeah.
Or the teacher was a bully at school and couldn't bear the thought
Yes.
of leaving school, so became a bully as a teacher.
Juniper Grace, textiles teacher. I had a textiles teacher that wasn't very nice. It was really weird. My one attempt at textiles, I sewed a robot into a piece of linen. It was awful. Cross stitch, long stitch. Hated it. English lit teachers are the best. My favourite teachers were the English literature my English teachers. They were great. I mean, they could embarrass you, but they were great. Most PE teachers, head of years, they can be a bit annoying, can't
Head
they?
of years.
Head of years. They're a bit of a pencil pusher, aren't they? that right? Paper pusher, pencil pusher. Geography teacher and aid the slipper. What, through the slipper? Teachers used to throw board rubbers at you, didn't they? They just chuck them at you at the back of the class. They'd throw bits
You're
of
not
chalk.
allowed to do that now.
No, I know, but in a weird way, I quite like that. It just hit you, be like, oh, because you were never looking. They were trying to get your attention. And what a good shot they were, like that. Physics teacher was a bully. I was scared stiff, says Elijah's. I hated my woodwork teacher. God, I forgot that woodwork. One time, right, in my woodwork class.
Somebody there was punched by their biology teacher.
Oh God,
I was punched by my biology teacher because he thought I called him gerbil.
Gerbil sent me flying off the chair in front of. That's awful.
Can you imagine now?
Yeah,
no, my God.
Anyway, I was in a woodworking class, and someone in the class, you know, like the old what they call files, or kind of the things that you chip wood off. What's that called? You knock
Chisel.
it. Chisel. Thank you. They banged the chisel on the handle, and there's a sort of V that makes it go into the wood so it stays secure, glued in. Banged it. The metal bit flew through the air, spun round, and the sharp end that was in the handle wedged in the girl's head. And she sat there. She had to be rushed to hospital, but there was a moment where she sat there with a chisel just sticking out of her head and had to be escorted
like
from
the
class.
bad old days, guys?
Yeah, dangerous. Well, there we go, guys.
Thank you. Lovely hanging out with you.
On that chiselled note, have a lovely day, guys. And obviously, members, see you live for the No Name Sunday show tomorrow.
Live at 11.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock in the members area. We'll see you then. Otherwise, we'll see you Monday for Coffee Moaning here, guys. Bye.
Bye.